Hi, Bruce Johnson from Wired to Grow here, and welcome to this week's edition of Bruce TV. Now, this week's question comes from Luis Penda, who asked the question, I'm trying to build a team, so how do I bring the right people on my team? Great question. Now, there are two ways we could go at answering this question. The first way would be, how do I actually recruit people? How do I recruit talent? The second way is, how do I make sure that the people I'm bringing on the team are actually the right people? I'm going to focus in on the second one. I'll deal with the first question another time, but today I want to talk about how do you make sure you get the right people on your team, because if you recruit people but they're not the right people, who cares, right? You got to get this part right first, so we're going to focus in on this. So how do you ensure that you get the right people on your team? I have three thoughts for you today. The first is this: you have to be absolutely clear about your vision. Now, I'm not talking about your vision statement, I'm talking about your vision. Where do you see your business, your company, your organization going? Filling in all those details. For example, maybe right now you're a local player. Do you always want to be a local player? Do you want to be a regional player? Do you want to be a national player? Do you want to play on the global scale? I mean, how big is your vision? How many people do you see impacting with your business? How many people do you see on your team? I mean, those are all vision type questions. We have to be absolutely clear about that, because to get the right people on, you need to know where you want to go. So if you have a big vision and you're recruiting people who can only function on a local level, it's going to be a bad fit. On the other hand, if you recruit somebody who wants to function at a national or global level and you just want to have your own little business in your own little community, which is fine if that's your vision, well, then you're going to have a problem in hiring the right person. So you got to be absolutely clear about your vision. This is also important because players, impact players, want to be part of something big. So if you're just a small player right now, but your vision is to be a big player, well, then impact players may want to come around for the ride because they want to see a big upside. They start small and grow something big, means big rewards for them. So if you want to get really good talent and you have a big vision, well, that big vision will cause the right people to be on the team. So first of all, you have to be absolutely clear about your vision. The second thing would be this, that you want to be absolutely clear about the kind of people you like working for you. In other words, what's your leadership style? I mean, some leaders love coaching people, finding people in the raw and helping develop them. Others don't want to spend any time on talent development, which, by the way, is a bad idea, but that's their style. Some people like people who are really fast at implementing. Other people like people who are a little bit slower, more deliberate. Some people like people asking them questions all the time. Other people hate it when people ask them questions. So you just got to be clear. I'm not arguing right or wrong. What is your leadership style? Out of the 7+ billion people on the planet, there are plenty of people who could actually work for your business, your company, your organization. So it's not because there's a shortage of people. You just need to be clear. What kind of people do I want? And you can find talented people that work with any style. Just know your style. Who are you as a leader? What kind of people do you like working with, and who best responds to your kind of leadership style? That will be really critical if you want to bring the right people on your team. And the third idea I'd give you would be this. Make sure that everyone you bring on the team hits all 4 of the 4 C's of hiring. Now, if you haven't read my post on the 4 keys to hiring great people, just go to my website at wiredtogrow.com, search for the 4 keys to hiring great people, and you can read more about this. But the 4 C's are these: character, competency, chemistry, and then finally congruence. Those are the 4 C's, and they have to be true of everyone that you bring on the team if you want to have great people on your team. So the first C is all about character. You want to bring people on your team who have the right kind of character. Now, character can be developed in a lot of different ways. It's not just about, is this person honest or dishonest, okay? Hopefully you only want honest people. But there are all kinds of other character qualities that you might be passionate and care about. You might want people who work really hard because they're diligent. You might want people who persevere. You might want people who are really positive. You might want people who are humble as opposed to prideful. You might want people who love serving other people as opposed to people who like to be served, right? So all kinds of character questions. You just have to be absolutely clear for you what kind of character is essential for somebody to be great on your team. And then once you are clear about that, only hire people that have that kind of character. Every leader that I know who's ever compromised on the character question when they hired has always lived to regret it. Character will kill you if you get the wrong ones, and it will make you succeed if you get the right ones. So character, bar none, is the most important of the 4 C's. The second one, of course, is competency. Now, competency sounds obvious, but it's not always, because frequently when people are hiring someone, especially in a small business, they're not really sure exactly what skills someone needs to have to be great to succeed at that job. A typical mistake is often made, for example, when they're hiring a salesperson to head up the sales function, right? Being good at closing deals is not the same thing as leading a team of people who are closing deals. That's a leadership issue. So if you're hiring someone who's really good at selling, but they're not really good at leading a team of people, then you hired someone who wasn't really a good fit on the competency level. So you got to be absolutely clear what the position is and what skill set will allow that person to succeed. The third one is the chemistry question. And this isn't just about do you like the person, but how about the rest of the team? Does this person fit with the rest of the team? Does this person fit with your culture? I mean, are you going to enjoy working together? Because there's enough conflict and other junk in the midst of any business. If you have chemistry issues, that's a problem. So you want to find out of the 7 billion people who have chemistry with everybody on your team, and your top team, we're talking here. And then the final C is the congruency one. And that's the question of, does this person fit with your mission, your vision, your values, or not? If you bring in somebody on your team and there's always a cross purpose, then you're in trouble, right? If you really care about excellence, for example, that's a core value for you, and you're hiring somebody that's not a high value, that's a problem. So you always want to check, is this person congruent with our mission, our vision, and our values? And if all 4 C's are a fit, you have a high probability of finding the right person. So if you want to make sure you're bringing the right people on the team, Luis, and others, I would encourage you to think about those 3 things. Be absolutely clear about your vision and where you want to take your business, company, or organization. Secondly, be clear about the kind of person you like working with and your leadership style. And then thirdly, make sure you only bring people who meet all 4 C's, that they got the right character, the right competency, the right chemistry, and the right congruence. And if all that fits together, you have a high probability of getting the right person. Now that's Luis's question. If you have another question, make sure you go to brucetv.biz and you click on the SurveyMonkey survey question. If you click on that link, it'll take you to a page where you can submit your question, and just submit your question. Who knows, I might answer your question next week. Until then, I wish you well. To your accelerate success, Bruce out.